Some trouble off the start then for Mick. He's still trying to get the kart going. And so, yeah, Mick has now got that kart going, so he will be on his way. There's a reminder of your grid then. It's Connor Haufer on pole position ahead of Kenji Schroyers in second place. Mick Echtelt in third place alongside Ian Haufer in fourth. Fifth place, Leonard Marks. Sixth place to Adrian Krogel. Seventh place to Julian van der Poel. And eighth place to Lasse van der Velde. That's our grid then for our pre-final for the Micro Maxes. As they'll make their way onwards now. Can Mick Echtelt catch up to the grid? Would he be allowed to go into formation from his, what was third place spot? At the moment then, we have Connor Haufer, who is very much jolly on the spot, already looking to see if he can get away from the field. He's been told to slow down, and a spinner at the hairpin on the formation lap. At least it gets it done and out of the way now, but it won't be an ideal start for number 73. So that is Leonard Marks, who has a bit of a moment at the hairpin. But maybe just a pre-warning to drivers about the conditions there. And for Mick Echtelt in the number 11, he's not catching the back of the pack at the moment, so I wonder if he will be able to keep that third place start. Not sure quite the reason for the non-getaway, but whatever the problem was, it was resolved and he was able to get going again. In any case then, our drivers are making their way then towards the left-hander, one of the penultimate braking points of the circuit. It is a braking point in the wet. But our drivers now will form up in their spots, and that will probably mean then that Mick Echtelt will not take that third place grid slot, because there you see the number 3 spot is empty. So they'll have to keep that formation, as there's 2 drivers who will have to go onto the back, and drivers will have to hold that formation. So not only do you have to want to worry about the weather, they have to worry about as well keeping their formation, even if there is a driver non-present. So then, we'll make our way onwards then to take this start. Around the final corner we will go, and we'll get racing action underway shortly then. Eyes on the lights. And no, it's a false start, so they'll be going round again. One too early then. That might have been Connor Haufer, who was just too eager to get away. So it is another time around the circuit to have another go. But again, they will have to keep their formation. So that looks to me like Max Echtelt will have to leave that spot 3 empty. He won't get a chance to get back into that spot. He'll have to start from the back now. And so there's actually a row of drivers that have to start from the back as well. As we saw a bit of an issue for Leonard Marks as well at the hairpin. Nevertheless, then now drivers get an additional exploratory lap. Now line up in formation now for a second bite of the cherry to get things going here for our first pre-final of the Micro Maxes here in Ring in Kerpen for round 4 of the Dutch Championship Rotax and KZ2 Master 2025. So I'll have to wait for the lights to extinguish before they can go racing. Now in towards the hairpin they will go then, for another time of asking then to get our Micro Maxes first pre-final underway. The lights go out and we do go racing here. And that was the 73 of Leonard Marks trying to go up the inside, trying to recover some positions as well. And oh, a spinner there, right into the path of others there. That was the 17. That was Adrian Krogel, who spun out there. And unfortunately, Lasse van der Velde was slightly caught up in that one. don't think Lasse had too many options on that one, but all carts have managed to get going again. Just looked like Adrian Krogel locked up the rears, and that is another spin as well. Up ahead, Leonard Marks in the 73 has had a half spin there, does rejoin. But our leaders then getting underway then for 10 minutes and plus 2 laps. Conor Haufer leading the way then as they head the way towards that left-hander with the gravel trap just looming on the outside for drivers. And in fact, that's the number 14 who takes a dip into it. Kenji Schroyers takes a dip into the gravel there. Not ideal, but keeps a hold of second place. What it does allow is for drivers behind to really close in, including the number 28, Ian Haufer, who can try and close in there. 3.4 seconds is the gap early doors for Conor Haufer at the top then, ahead of Kenji Schroyers. And there is the number 17, Adrian Krogel, who right now, or was at the line, 5th place, though I fear with yellow flags, and this may have occurred there, a bit of a spin perhaps at that early part of the circuit. We might see if the timing screens show us a wild change of positions to confirm who that was. As there's the number 28, Ian Haufer, trying to see if he can close in on Kenji Schroyers up ahead in that battle for second place. They'll make their way towards the left-hander once again. Battle for 4th place as well will be one to watch on for as they head their way through and towards the flying left-hander here. There was a think of a move up the inside from Julian van der Poel, but Julian thought better of it. Oh, and a spin from 3rd place there. Apologies, from 4th place for van der Poel. No, it was Adrian Krogel who had the spin there. So Adrian Krogel spins out there at the final corner. Does get going again and rejoins, but will be down in 6th place now. As we see then, number 11. And that's one off into the gravel then at the left-hander. And that could well be Leonard Marks in the number 73. He gets pulled out from the gravel. It is Leonard Marks. And that's not the first time driver's been caught out by that gravel trap. And in essence, he'll have to get in and have a running start then. See what he can do to get back underway. He does get back underway. But he now will be a lap down on our leader in Conor Haufer. Speaking of which, Haufer makes his way across the line then. Just over 6.5 minutes left to run of this race. So number 14 there is Kenji Schroyers in 2nd place. The car ahead of him is a bit of lappery. So he won't be battling Leonard Marks for position. Oh, and Leonard Marks has another spin at the first hairpin. He gets going again. But perhaps a lock of the rear brakes then. Oh, and that's Kenji Schroyers is off as well. Off onto the grass on the exit of the hairpin and loses that position then to Ian Haufer. So Ian Haufer now up into 2nd place. So it's a Haufer 1-2 at the moment with just under 6 minutes left to run. Just shows you, even though there's not too many worries about battles, it's all about keeping it on the island and making sure if you keep the kart facing in the right direction, you've got a good chance of getting a strong position, a strong finish in the pre-final. And it's all about building confidence as well. So Kenji Schroyers as well, down to 3rd place. That puts Ian Haufer up into 2nd place in the number 28. As Ian crosses the line then, the blue flags wave for Leonard Marks, as we've got the number 7 and the number 26. And that will be for position then. So that's the number 7 of Julian van der Poel and the number 26 of Lasse van der Wiede. As once again, Kenji Schroyers under a bit of pressure there, I believe. He's looking to try and find a way through. Did he find a way through then? No, Kenji Schroyers still holds on to that position. Less than 5 minutes left to run. But Kenji Schroyers has now got back past. That looks like, yes, it is. So Schroers recovers then to second place, gets himself ahead of Ian Halfer for second place. And Kenji's done really well there to recover that after the little bit of a spin and lap ago, or a couple of laps ago. And through in towards these final corners we will go then. Kenji Schroers looking to just see what he can do and pull away at this stage. Getting back on the power across the line. So Kenji Schroers now up there. Now Halfer's last lap time was 1:12, so perhaps I missed a bit of a moment for Ian Halfer. That allowed Kenji Schroers to catch up and pass. A fourth place, Julian van der Poel, with number 26, Lasse van der Wiede. That should be a good battle for fourth place, number 7 and number 26. As there's your battle for second place. Both drivers have been, when they've been on the pace right now, lapping in the 1:9s. And Ian Halfer's not going anywhere, although Kenji Schroers has got the move done. He's not letting that battle go whatsoever. Battle for second, battle for fourth on the cards here. As Kenji Schroers slightly lights up the rear tyres, that might be an opportunity for Ian Halfer. Perhaps into the hairpin. It takes a slightly wider line, does Halfer. Gets the power down to try and get the power down earlier. That didn't work. Kenji Schroers holds on to second place for now, with Ian Halfer in third place. Behind them as well is Julian van der Poel in fourth place and Lasse van der Wiede in fifth. That should be a good battle to keep your eye on there. Van der Wiede closed in by nearly 1/10 of a second on that last lap. And you can just saw in the picture there, Van der Poel and Van der Wiede. Not much between them either in that battle for fourth. As we head away through, Kenji Schroers then has got a bit of confidence underneath now. He has managed to grow that gap a little bit now. Oh, and a spin for Ian Halfer. Onto the grass he goes, and that will be 2 positions there that he's had to cede. And that will be 1 to Van der Poel and 1 to Van der Wiede. So Julian van der Poel now, he's up into third place, and Ian Halfer, by trying to push on and try and catch Kenji Schroers, has had a bit of a spin there. 2 minutes on the clock then left to run. We'll have 2 additional laps to run after that. So that battle for fourth place has become the battle for third. There is Julian van der Poel in the number 7. It's Lasse van der Wiede in the number 26 in fourth. As Van der Poel defends the inside line, Van der Wiede has to go the long way round. Can Van der Wiede get the power down? No, not this time. So it's defended by Van der Poel on this occasion. And the squabbling for third place allows Kenji Schroers to build that gap in second place. Can't either rule out Ian Halfer at this stage, who will have the bit between his teeth. Only Ian Halfer to get those positions back. Leader's just crossed the line now with 1:10 to go. As we head our way through now, getting the power on towards this left-hander with the gravel trap on the outside. Looming and lurking, ready to catch a kart that takes it a little bit too wild through the left. We'll head away in towards the quick chicane, down towards the final hairpin. This is the battle for third we're watching on for. And Lasse van der Wiede again trying a slightly different line to Julian van der Poel. But now Van der Wiede looking over the shoulder to see where Ian Halfer is. Ian Halfer will be jolly on the spot to pick up any pieces and pick up some positions in these late stages. The battle for third, though, makes its way through and towards this winding, twisty section towards the back of the track. Very winding there. It's all about confidence, then follows by a tighter left-hander before you get onto the power very shortly towards another left-hander. Brings you onto a good bit of power. The right foot gets well and truly used here before you've got one of the penultimate slowing down points in at least the wet before you head your way towards that final hairpin. Still a good battle on the cards here. Timer has elapsed, but that was Van der Wiede again looking for something there. Through in towards the first corner we go. And Van der Wiede's got a really good run here. Down towards the first hairpin we go. Van der Wiede up the inside of Van der Poel. And Van der Wiede looks over the right shoulder and gets the position. So Lasse Van der Wiede up into third place now. Is there a reply to be had from Julian Van der Poel? Van der Poel certainly looks one way and another, but no way through that time around. Through in towards this, the S's here. With Van der Wiede still ahead for third place. We have 2 laps to go here. So we've had our first lap from Conor Haufer with the timer expired. So 2 additional laps to be had here, ready to go. And we have this great battle here for third place. Is there any reply here to be had from Julian Van der Poel with only 2 laps to go? Through in towards the hairpin we go. Back on the power. And it looks like Lasse Van der Wiede, who did not take part in qualifying yesterday, has got to grips with the circuit very quickly, especially with a shower thrown. In towards the hairpin we go then. Keeping an eye as well on Conor Haufer, who is making his way now through in towards the final couple of corners. He'll get the power down now to begin the final lap of this pre-final of the Micromaxes. He's been in full control so far, and he only needs 1.1 kilometres now to wrap up a pre-final victory. Still, this battle for third place rages on. Lasse Van der Wiede and Julian Van der Poel only have about 1.5 kilometres to decide who finishes third in the pre-final. And with Van der Wiede setting personal bests at the moment, Van der Poel can't quite match the pace right now. But Julian Van der Poel will have 1 lap to see if he can close in to try and grab third place. Keep it on the island for both drivers. That will really be the instruction. You never know what might happen up ahead. We've got yellow flags there, possibly towards one of the hairpins. But Conor Haufer is making his way through in towards the final couple of corners. He'll make his way towards the hairpin now. And onwards then, Conor Haufer is going to take the checkered flag and take the victory then in the pre-final for the Max Seniors. And by a commanding margin as well. We will await to see Kenji Schroyers, who had a spin himself, but he'll get the power down and heading towards the hairpin will Kenji Schroyers go. He's done well to recover and keep it on the island from then on. He'll get the power down there and a punch of the fist for Kenji Schroyers. He'll come across the line in second place. And then this battle for third place still continuing on. Back on the power will go the number 26 of Lasse Van der Wiede, who didn't take part in qualifying yesterday and will finish the pre-final in third place. Fourth place across the line is Julian Van der Poel. And then we have the number 73, so that's Marks across the line, who actually is going to finish ahead of Ian Haufer. We lost Ian Haufer in that race. So too did we lose Echtelt and Krogel from that race. But there are your provisional results then for the pre-final of the Micromaxes. Conor Haufer takes a nearly 40-second lead over Kenji Schroyers in this one. Lasse Van der Wiede in third place with Julian Van der Poel in fourth, and Leden Marks rounding off our last of the finishers, a lap down for the number 73. Non-finishers from Ian Haufer, Mick Echtelt and Adrian Krogel. And that wraps up our pre-final for the Micromaxes. We'll next see them for their finals. They're going to be the drivers that kick us off in our finals.